Do I need to project? Oh, I was going to say, do I need to project my voice? But no, I won't project my voice. Oops, yes, I will project my voice. First of all, I'd like to tell every one of you guys, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to come and support this cast. They have worked really, really hard to make this play happen. And so we just want to tell you guys thank you so much for taking the time. I realize they shut up all of them. They shut up all of them, including the carpet. Yeah. Don't panic, guys. We got it. There we go. Okay, so I just wanted to thank all you guys, but I would like to thank my comrade in crime, Shireen. I actually would not have allowed to play that. We could not allow a play like this without the music, because this play has huge music, and you couldn't do that without her. But I'd also like to thank Shem. He's rescued us on every one of our big performances. He's rescued us at the very end when we are out of music. We're still being rescued. And I'm loving this audience. I can already tell you're a good audience. So, this play, The Secret Garden, was made in 1990, around there, and my mother talked my father into going to watch this play, and it was really relevant to him because he had a wife and a mother die when she was 28 years old, and it was something that was relevant to him. So we want to dedicate this play to my father, Grandpa Marvin, because this was his favorite play, and 4 months ago, he was helping me get the script ready for this particular cast, and he was going to be here. So we want to dedicate this play, and especially in Act 2, you guys will know the song when you hear it. It was his favorite song, and so we want to dedicate this to him. So with that, we will get started. Oh, it's connected to me. Josh, could you open up our play for us? It's cool.
Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing us to all gather around here and be able to watch this play for the last time. Please help so that we can all be able to put in our best efforts to make this a wonderful play. Please help so that we can make Grandpa Marvin proud. And please help so that we can all be able to be kind to one another and see the good in this. And I say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Clusters of crocus, purple and gold, blankets of pansies up from the cold, lilies and iris, safe from the chill, safe in my pleased.
Rose, I really must send you and Mary away until we can get this cholera under control.
And what shall I do? Wander around the hills alone with our child while she stares at me the whole time?
She's not staring at you, Rose. Mary just wants to look at you, just like the rest of us.
Our guests are arriving. Good night, Mary. Your ayah will put you to bed.
Good night, Mary.
Good night, Father.
Albert, what is that infernal wailing?
It's the servants, Rose.
10,000 dead at the last count.
I should have sent you away while there was still time.
It is exactly what they deserve for letting their sewage run in the streets.
But what are we to do with all the dead burning up in flames?
They're servants, darling. There's millions of them.
No time. Have a glass of water.
Very warm, Albert.
I should have sent you away while there was still time.
Contrary, how does your garden grow? After all she says in my rose has got to get up and out she goes. Look around, what do you see? How does the ground all night to see? Walk around, where do you go? How does the earth get out with snow? Mistress Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? Well, she says it's my rose, she's up to get up and out to go. Mistress Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? Well, she says it's my rose, she's up to get up and out to go.
Mary, where is Mary? Someone find her. There's a child.
Major, there's a girl in here.
Why, do you mean alive?
My name is Mary Lennox. Where has everyone gone? Where's my ayah?
We're in Sister Suffer's bungalow, sir. Just one black snake and this girl.
Why has no one come for me?
I'm afraid there's no one left, miss.
Bloody miracle she's escaped the cholera. Though I don't know how she was drinking the same water they was.
Where's my mother and father?
I'm sorry, miss. Everyone at the dinner party last night died of the cholera.
Where shall I take the girl? Our orders are to burn anything that is contaminated.
To the governor's house for now. I believe there's an uncle in Yorkshire somewhere.
Yes, sir. I'm afraid you're going to have to leave that picture here, miss.
No, I will not. I'm taking it with me.
It's your pretty mother, isn't it?
No, it isn't.
Come along, then.
Can it be a dream? Surely it does seem like a frightful dream. How can this be true? Won't her mother come? Come with her up to play. Won't her father say, here's a rose for you. There's a girl who no one sees. There's a girl who's left alone. There's a heart that beats in silence for the life she's never known. For the life she's never known.
Archie, we received a cable from the governor's office in Bombay. Both of her parents have died of the cholera, and as you are her legal guardian, they are sending the girl here.
Don't we already have enough grief in this house?
Albert and Rose are dead, Archie, but naturally she needs taken in. We will find a suitable school.
No, she's Lily's niece. She will come here.
Mistress Mary, quite contrary, that's
Get away from me. Shoot.
That's because she said it's my rose, and like to get up, you're up, you're up, you're up, you're up, you're up.
Get away! Get out of here. She's such a sour young thing. Perhaps if Rose had spent more time in the nursery, Mary might have learned something of her mother's pretty ways.
What a nightmare it must have been for the girl to wander up to bed in the middle of a party, then wake up the next morning with them all dead.
Good evening, Major. I am Mr. Craven's housekeeper. Is this the girl?
Yes, ma'am, and here's her papers and her death certificates and all. Her father was a captain in my regiment, and a fine man he was, too. We're all very sorry.
Was there no one else that could take the child? Mr. Craven's house is hardly suitable for her.
No, ma'am. The orphanages in India are very crowded, as it is.
The girl was fortunate. Her parents listed Mr. Craven as a legal guardian in their will.
I see. Thank you, Major. Good day to you, my lady.
Yes, ma'am. Pleasant journey to you, ma'am.
I would warn you, though. The girl has a terrible sharp tongue and horrible nightmares.
Well, now, I suppose you would like to know something about where you are going.
Would I?
But don't you care about your new home?
It doesn't matter whether I care or not.
Now, in all my years, I've never seen a child sit so still or look so old. Well, you're right not to care. Why you are being brought to Misselthwaite, I'll never know. Your uncle's not going to trouble himself about you, that's sure and certain. He never troubles himself about anyone. He's a hunchback, you see, and a sour young man he was, and got no good of a big place and all of his money until he were married.
To my mother's sister.
Aye, miss. Her name was Lily, and she was a sweet, pretty thing, and he'd have walked the world over to get her a blade of grass that she wanted. Nobody thought she'd marry him, but marry him she did, and it wasn't for all of his money either. But when she died...
How did she die?
She fell out of a tree, and when she died it made him worse off than ever. He's been mourning these past years, and he travels most of the time now. It's his brother, Dr. Craven, who makes most of the decisions these days.
High on a hill sits a big old house with something wrong inside it. Someone died and someone's left alone and can't abide it. There in the house is a lonely man still haunted by her beauty, asking what a life can be where naught remains but duty.
Is it always so ugly here?
It's the moor. Miles and miles of wild land that nothing grows on but heather, gorse, and broom, and nothing lives on but wild ponies and sheep.
What is that awful howling sound?
That's the wind blowing through the bushes. They call it weathering, that sound. But look there, the tiny light across there. That will be the gate, it will.
Are you listening, Archie? She's traveled 6,000 miles to get here. The least you can do is be here to greet her.
I can't, Neville. I wouldn't know what to say. I'll be upstairs.
Mary Lennox, this is your uncle's brother, Dr. Craven.
How do you do?
You are to take her to her room. Her uncle is unavailable.
Very good, Doctor.
Can it be a dream? Surely it does seem like a frightful dream. No one here she knows. Shadows on the wall, dark and drafty halls catch her when she falls. Still no fear she shows.
Well, here you are. This room and the next will be where you live. But you mustn't expect that there'll be people to talk to. You'll have to play about and look after yourself. And when you're in the house, don't go wandering the halls. Your uncle won't have it.
Won't have it?
Good night, then.
Yes, ma'am.
Girl who no one sees. There's a girl who's left alone. There's a heart that beats in silence for the life she's never
I heard someone crying. Who though could it be? Maybe it was mother calling out, "Come see." Maybe it was father, all alone and lost and cold. I heard someone crying. Maybe it was me.
I heard someone singing. Who though could it be? Maybe it was Lily calling out to me. Maybe she's not gone so far away as I've been told. I heard someone singing. Maybe it was she.
Maybe it was someone and have a cup of tea. Maybe it was someone who could bring the tea and come find me.
someone crying, though I can't say who. Someone in this house with nothing left to do. Sounded like a father left alone, his love grown cold. I heard someone crying, maybe it was you.
Maybe I
Was dreaming of a garden growing far below. Maybe I was dreaming of a life that I will never. I heard someone singing. Who though could it be? Maybe it was Lily calling out to me. Maybe she's not gone so far away as I've been told. I heard someone singing. Maybe it was she.
Skip, skip the ladies to the master's gate. Sip, sip the ladies while the masquerade. Tiptoe the chambermaid and stole their pearls. Snip, snip the gardener and cut off their curls.
Are you my servant?
Well then, Maddie Lennox, me name is Martha, and now that's up, I'll make the bed.
Aren't you going to dress me first?
Can't have the dress herself then.
In India, my ayah dressed me.
Well then, it'll do the good to wait on the a bit. My little sis, who's only 3, can dress herself. Have some tea and some cinnamon porridge. The cook made it just like in India.
I don't like porridge, and that doesn't look like the tea my ayah made for me in India.
Me mother has 10 children at home, and they're always helping around the house. They'd be grateful for this porridge, they would, and not let a drop go to waste. Me father works from sun up to sundown to care for his family. Me mother says 'tis fair wonder grand folks' children don't turn out fair fools, being washed and taken out like they was puppies. Maybe they could ride across the moor and meet me brothers and sisters, and meet the most beautiful mum in the world.
What is this language you speak?
Well, of course you've not heard any Yorkshire living in India, have ya? Mrs. Medlock said I'd have to be careful, or you wouldn't understand what I was saying. When I heard you was coming from Bombay, India, I thought you'd be a solid brown, I did, but you're not brown at all. More yellow, I'd say.
Stop talking.
Hey now, lassie, I didn't know you'd be so easy vexed.
I help you on with your clothes this time. You just pretend that we're back in India and I'm your servant and you just give me that little yellow foot.
I'm quite all right, thank you.
Look there, out the window. It's the moor. 'Tis like a dull purple sea this morning. Do you like it?
No, I don't.
Well, you wait till spring then, for the moor is fair covered in gorse and heather, and there's such an awful lot of fresh air. My brother Dickon's got a pony that he's made friends with, and sheep and such as eats right out of his hand.
These are not my clothes. They're nicer than mine.
Hey, miss, your uncle sent for these from London. You get these clothes on, then wrap up warm and run out and play. That'll give you a stomach for your porridge.
Mrs. Medlock told me there's nothing out there but a big old park.
Well, maybe you'll run into our Dickon out there, and maybe he'll give you a ride on his pony, and maybe...
I don't know anything about horses or boys.
If I had a fine white horse, I'd take you for a ride today. But since I have no fine white horse inside, I'll have to stay and empty all the chamber pots and scrub the floors and such. But what's that I do on a fine white horse? It seems to me not much. If I had a wooden boat, I'd take you for a sail today. But since I have no wooden boat inside, I'll have to stay and catch and kill the mice and pluck the chickens for the cook. But what's that I do on a wooden boat but sit up straight and look? And what your boat would start to drift and float us out to sea and land us on an out of gold. Oh, dee me. If I had a chambermaid, I'd take you out to play today. They say out there's a maze where once you enter there you'd stay. For certain we'd get lost and they'd come looking for your bones and find us sometime late next week and bring us tea and scones. But what if there's a clan of trolls all camping beneath the tree? Oh, what if there's a pirate's cave? Oh, dee me. If I had a fine white horse, I'd ride it out across the moor to the cottage nestled in a hill, 10 children at the door. And my mother wraps me in her arms, holds me close, and then, if in a maze you chance to see a garden guarded by a tree, made a bird that speaks to thee, then come and tell my fine white horse and me. Oh no. There's Mrs. Medlock's bill, and I've got all this to clean up. Can you find your way out yourself, then? It's past the barroom. Take a left, then another, and then...
I'll find it.
Mary Lennox! My mother thought the might like to have a skipping rope to play with. Mary Lennox? What? I forgot the rope, love.
Come on. Lily, what are you looking for? Oh, wait till you see it. It's the most beautiful garden I ever... And nobody knows about it except for Archie. But the door is so covered over with ivy that I could never find it. Maybe it's over here.
Lily, you've been dancing with that gloomy Archibald all evening.
He's just shy, Rose. And besides, I think Archie has the tenderest heart I've ever known.
Silly Lily, have you been so busy looking into his eyes that you've missed the hump on his back? You can't marry this Archibald. He's a gloomy, miserable cripple who hides himself away in that horrible house. You said it yourself. He can't believe you love him, and neither can I.
No one is asking for your approval, Rose.
If you don't care what happens to you, think about your children. Do you want your children to be crippled as well?
I will marry him.
If you marry the hunchback, I will never speak to you again.
But I know he is who I was born to love.
Marry the hunchback for all I care. I'm setting my sights higher.
But
a girl I saw in a valley, a girl I hardly knew, a girl at work in a garden grew to love me.
a man who came to my valley, a man I hardly knew. called out so kindly.
Last would thou allow me rest here? I've ridden quite far.
Share my tea.
She bade me so gently.
Oh, cakes and cream.
Sweet plums in a jar.
And every day to my garden, this man whom I be, he came bearing baskets of roses, for he loved me.
All I own I'd give,
Just a garden.
all I would ask is never to
leave. Say you'll have me safe, you will keep me
where you would lead me.
There I would,
There I would,
there I would, there we will go. A man who came to my valley, a man I hardly knew, a man who gave me a garden, grew to love me.
Are you my Uncle Archibald?
Who's that?
It's Mary Lennox, sir. Are you my Uncle Archibald?
Yes? Good morning, child.
Are you going to be my father now?
I'm your guardian, though I am a poor one for any child.
Is this my Aunt Lily in this picture?
Yes, it is. Where did you get that?
It was on my dresser in India. Maybe Mother put it there. I don't know.
Your mother and Lily were... Please excuse me. Who dressed you, child?
Martha tried to, sir.
Yes, I see.
I want to know what happens to dead people.
Dead people? Well, quite natural that you should wonder that. We bury them. Their spirits leave the body and go to a place of paradise. We put their things away. We remember things they said. We talk to them sometimes, in our minds, of course. We remind ourselves that this life is a small part of the big picture, and we have hope that we'll one day see them again. But this journey can be...
Can they see us?
And then one day, when we think we're over them at last, we find ourselves in the ballroom knowing full well that we've been here all night, and we come to the painful conclusion that we've been dancing with them again.
I don't understand.
Nor will you ever. They're dead, but not gone, you see.
Can they hear us? Are they with us still?
They can be if someone alive is still holding on to them.
I heard someone crying in the house last night.
Crying? Or was it singing? Have you heard her? Have you heard the singing?
It didn't sound like singing to me, sir. Maybe what I heard was Mother telling me to be nice or you'll keep me.
Well, this house is yours to live in as long as I'm the master here. Even with the gloom, I offer you my deepest sympathies on your arrival.
Does my mother have any other relatives?
Plant a hedge, cut it back, dig a hole, try to fill it. Plant a rose, tie it back, find a mole, try to kill it.
It's a maze, this garden, it's a maze of ways any man can spend his day. It's a maze, this garden, it's a maze of paths, but a soul can find the way.
For an old man knows how a year it goes, how the cold hard ground in the spring comes round, how the seeds take hold and the ferns unfold, how an English garden grows.
Skip, skip the ladies to the master's gate. Skip, skip the ladies while the master ate. Tiptoe the chambermaid, stole their pearls. Snip, snip the gardener and cut off their curls.
Come
on, love, come fly away, come along, fly away, oh. Fun all the way, you've fun all the day, come fly away.
Miss a step, trip and fall. Miss the path, beat the wall. Miss the way, miss a turn. Getting lost is how you learn.
It's a maze, this garden, it's a maze of paths meant to lead a man astray. Take a left and then turning left again, so a soul can find the way. It's a maze, this garden, it's a maze of paths meant to lead a man astray. Take a left and then turning left again, so a soul can find the way.
For an old man knows
It's a maze, this garden.
how here it goes.
It's a maze of ways.
Come quietly home.
Skip, skip the ladies to the master's gate. Skip, skip the ladies while the master ate. Good morning, Ben.
Aw, back again, are ya? What have you been doing?
Just wandering around. I have nobody to talk to and nothing to do.
Dickens here. I saw him myself, not 5 minutes ago, beckoning with that robin.
I haven't met Dickon. I'm not sure he even exists. I think you and Martha made him up. And Martha's mother, too.
Well, I'll give you a spade if you want to dig a little hole somewhere.
A little hole for what?
You and me are a good bit alike. We're neither of us are good looking, and we're both as sour as we look.
I saw the robin again today.
Oh, you did you? He's the head gardener around here. Chirping at me, come and tell me some bushes need pruning.
I know where he lives, too. It's that walled garden with a tall hedge all around it, and no door, and that funny-looking tree growing up over the wall. I think that tree is the same one my Aunt Lily is sitting in this picture. Am I right?
That's the one, Missy. That it is. That was Miss Lily's garden.
Her garden? But I want to see it. Can you show me the door?
No, I can't. When she died, Uncle Archibald said no one was to ever come in that garden again and buried the key. Now, I was going to the door such that I don't even know where it is now.
But aren't you worried the garden's all dead with nobody taking care of it?
Of course I am. But if I so much as set foot in there...
Maybe the real reason the robin is chirping you is he wants you to climb over that wall and work on it.
Maybe he is, but I can't go on losing my job on the advice of a bird now, can I? And the same goes for you.
My Uncle Archie said...
Your Uncle Archibald is gone most of the time, and you might find yourself back on a boat, or worse.
Do you believe in spirits?
In an old place like this, aye, lass. I do come and check on the likes of you and me now and then.
I heard someone crying in the house again last night.
You did you? That could very well be a spirit. Maybe a lost soul. And I'm sure you'll see and hear just about everything, except for the inside of that garden. You keep it that way, you hear me?
Good day, Ben.
Winter's on the wing, here's a fine spring morn. Coming clean through the night, come the May, I say. Winter's taking flight, sweeping dark cold air. Out to sea, spring is born, comes the May, I say. And you'll be here to see it. Stand and breathe it all the day. Stoop and fill it, stop and hear it scream. I say, be gone, ye howling gales, beyond the frothy moors. All ye solid streams begin to thaw. Melt, ye waterfalls, far deep roads and winter walls. Cease now it's starting, and you'll be here to see it. Stand and breathe it all the day. Stoop and fill it, stop and hear it scream. I say. Hello there, Mary.
Who are you?
I'm Martha's brother Dickon. I hope I didn't frighten thee.
Where did you come from?
I did fright thee. I'm sorry.
What are you doing here?
A body has to move gentle and speak lowly when odd things is about.
You mean you're here all the time?
Well, if something is sick, I take a look at it. Sure I do. And find all the eggs that roll out of the nests and the ponies that wander off. But look here. Your mother sent you a penny's worth of seeds for your garden.
Your mother sent me a skipping rope, too.
Aye, she did.
Who is your mother? She must be a real mother.
Aye, she is a real mother, and beautiful like the flowers. Just like these seeds, there's columbine and poppies by the handful.
I don't have a garden.
But don't you want one of your own? I mean, come and look at your seeds, why don't you? Well, if you don't want them, I'll take them back to Mother. Sarah Jane would love them. Oh, she would.
I want to go in that garden, where the robin lives.
I wasn't sure you'd seen him.
Seen him? He's done nothing but chirp at me ever since I got here.
Well, you have to understand, he's making his nest, and he can't afford you to interfere if you ain't friendly.
How do you know that?
Because we were just talking about you. How do you think?
He was talking to, or just you? Do you understand everything the birds say?
I think I do and they think I do. What Robin thinks is that you're trying to build a nest for yourself. Only to him, it looks like your nest would have to be pretty big.
Have you ever been in there?
It ain't mine to go into, Mary, but it might be yours. I can't say. All I know is that Robin's been keeping it safe for somebody. That much I know.
He has?
Same way as the ivy growing up beside the door. But maybe the Robin's waiting to hear why you want to go in there exactly. Being as he's got the safest nesting spot in all England, he's wise to be wary. Why do you want to find this garden?
Well, because it isn't anybody's, and there's nobody to care for it, and perhaps everything's already dead. I don't know. I need a place where I can go, where I can whisper what I know, where I can whisper who I like and where I go to see them. I need a place to spend the day where no one says to go or stay, where I can take my plans and write them down so I can read them. A place where I can bid my heart be still and it will mind me. A place where I can go when I am lost and there I'll find me. I need a place to spend the day where no one says to go or stay, where I can take my pen and draw the girl I mean to be. Could you tell the robin I'm friendly?
I could, but what if you wanted to tell him something else and I wasn't here? It'd be much quicker if you learned to talk to him yourself.
But what could I say that he would understand?
Well, I wouldn't mention that you were an egg eater, if you know what I mean. But you are interested in flying, perhaps, or bugs.
I'm afraid not.
Well then, just tell him about yourself and I'll translate it into Yorkshire till you get the way of it.
I am a girl.
She is a lass, as took a greatly fancy to thee. Dost thou fear?
Thou may not fear.
She's took thee likes for on to vex thee. Now to the sword.
Now to the sword.
Knows farewell, she might not fright thee.
Canna thou show me?
Fare better to know her.
Show me the key.
Show her the key. She's a lass and thou art right. Needs a spot where she can rest in.
I'll not sit where I'll not be, so thinking thoughts are felicasten.
Now to the sword.
Now to the sword.
Fair'd be watching for the spring.
I'll not be climbing up, I'll only be calling good morning and fair thou sing.
Well done, Mary.
I'll only walk around as like to see it for myself. If thou can know me visit, I'll speak low unto thyself. Thou not be bothered night and day by wenches racing round. I'll but seem a silent dream standing on my secret ground. I'd but smell the growing things, count the roses against the wall. Hear thy babies first they peck, stretch my hands if they should fall. Or if thou like, so bring me seeds or worms, I'll in a mound. For if thou will have me for a friend, thou'lt be the first I've found. I'm the lass
a trusty lass.
that took a greatly fancy to thee. Canna thou show me?
Fare better to know her.
Show me that key.
Show her that key.
Dickon, you're as nice as Martha says you are. I like you, and that makes the 5th person. I never thought I should like 5 people.
Only 5 folks is the likes? Who are the other 4?
Your mother, Martha, Ben Weatherstaff, and the Robin.
Me mother? Do you even know me mother?
No, but Martha talks about her all the time, so I think she's everything a real mother would be, so I like her.
I think thou art the strangest lass I ever saw.
Does that like me?
Aye, that I does. I like thee wonderful, and so does the robin, I believe.
That's 2 then. That's 2 for me. But where do you think the key is?
Well, then I'm off then.
But where are you going?
Can't say, but I'll see you tomorrow, sure enough. And if you need me before then, well, now that you and the robin's talking, he always knows where I am.
But can't you stay and help me look for the key?
That's why I'm leaving, Mary. A body can't find a thing in a crowd.
Okay, then.
Maddie Lennox, there's a storm a-coming!
Coming! Oh no, look what I've done! What is that? Where did it... The key! I found the key to the garden! I found the key! But the door, where's the door?
Maddie Lennox!
Coming!
Maddie Lennox! The Lord is no place to be outside in a storm. Mrs. Medlock wants us in the house now.
Will this rain ever stop?
Archie, I'm so pleased. I finally located a suitable school for young Mary.
A school?
She needs the company of other children, particularly after the tragedy such as this.
But she's practically just arrived. Does she want to leave?
This is no house for a child. What does she have to do here? Wander the halls?
As I do, you mean? What a wretched house this is. Father should have given Misselthwaite to you, Neville, not me.
You are the elder brother, Archie. That would never have occurred to him. But if you continue to feel you cannot live here, then leave. You were happy once before in Paris. You're still a young man. There is no reason.
It's hard to leave my son, Neville.
But what good does it do to sit by the boy's bed night after night hoping for a miracle?
They have been known to happen. Is the boy all right? Does he know that you don't want me to see him, except when he's asleep?
When Lily died, I gave up my practice to care for the boy.
You've been completely faithful, Neville. I'm deeply grateful.
But I did not give up my responsibility to you, Archie. I cannot allow you to waste your life waiting for the inevitable end.
I'm not wasting my life, Neville. This is my life now.
Beg pardon, sir. You've sent for young Mary?
Yes, child. Come in. Perhaps we can have a moment before the storm carries us away. Take a chair.
Thank you, sir.
Are you well? Do they take good care of you?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sorry, it's just that I keep forgetting you. I intended to find you a school to go to.
Please don't send me away.
No, of course not. But perhaps you would enjoy a governess, considering that you've had some time to look around and know that there's nothing for you to do. What do you say to that?
Please don't make me have a governor, sir. There's everything for me to do here. There's so many gardens to walk around in and so much to learn about them. Martha's mother gave me a skipping rope and Diggin gave me some seeds.
Yes, well then, play around if you like. But is there anything that you need? Would you like some books or dolls or toys, perhaps?
Might I?
Speak up, child.
Might I have a bit of earth, sir?
A bit of earth?
To plant seeds in. Yes, sir. A garden.
You care about gardens so much, then? Are you sure there's nothing else?
No, sir.
A bit of earth.
I didn't know about them in India.
She wants a little bit of earth. She'll plant some seeds.
It was always too hot and I was too tired.
The seeds will grow.
But here,
the flowers bloom, but is their bounty what she needs?
I might have a real garden.
How can she chance
If you allow
to
it, sir.
love a little bit of earth? Does she not know? The earth is old and doesn't care if one small girl wants things to grow. She needs a friend. She needs a father, mother, sister, brother's arms. She needs to laugh. She needs to dance and learn to work her girlish charms. She needs a home. The only thing she really needs I cannot give. Instead she asks a bit of earth to make it live. All right then. You may have your earth. Have as much earth as you want.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
She should have a pony, gallop across the moor. She should have a doll's house with 100 rooms per floor. Why can't she ask for a treasure? Something that money can buy that won't die when I give her the world. She asks instead for some earth, a bit of earth. She wants a little bit of earth. She'll plant some seeds. The seeds will grow. The flowers bloom, but is their beauty what she needs? She'll grow to love the tender roses, lilies fair, the iris tall. And then in fall, her bit of earth will freeze and kill them all. A bit of earth, a bit of much worse being back this time, Neville. The dreams are much more vivid, and I hear things in the halls.
It's the girl, Archie. If I could have your signature on these leases.
Wait, you mean Mary? But I never see her.
Because you can't see her. Because she reminds you of Lily.
You can't be serious.
I can see the resemblance myself, although Lily's hair was more. You were very kind to take the girl in, Archie. But in your state, it's simply too much. If you allow the girl to stay here, to grow up here, I have no doubt your dreams, to say the very least, will get even worse.
But you can see the girl is lonely, Neville. Perhaps I should have more conversations with her.
I don't think that is wise, Archie. It is my professional advice that you continue to obey your natural instincts and avoid her.
Close the shutters and lock the doors! Brace the windows before it pours! Candles! Only the ones that you carry! Watch now, careful the stairs! Martha, get the furniture away from the window. There's well a house that is ready.
Martha! Martha! Oh, Martha, I heard someone crying. It's just the storm, Helen. Now go back to your room.
Strangely quiet, but now the storm simply rests to strike again. Standing waiting, I think of her. I think of her.
Strange this Mary, she leaves the room, yet remains, she lingers on. Something stirs, tread cautiously, tread cautiously. From death she cast her spell, my demise she'll immortalize. And now this girl has come who has her eyes. She has her eyes. The girl has Lily's hazel eyes. Those eyes that saw him happy long ago. Those eyes that gave him life and hope he'd never known. How can he see this girl and miss those hazel eyes?
She has her eyes. The girl has Lily's hazel eyes. Those eyes that came and left me all alone. Those eyes I thought would never ever let me go. How can I see the girl and miss those hazel eyes? In Lily's eyes a castle this house seemed to be, and I knew the bravest knight became right. Lady fair was she. Imagine me, I loved her, longing for the day she'd turn and see me standing there. Would God have let her stay? She has my Lily's hazel eyes, those eyes that saw me happy long ago. How can I now forget that once I dared to be? I loved the love at home in Lily's eyes, in Lily's eyes.
Someone is crying. Just now I heard them. Someone in this house is crying. Why won't they tell me? I know they're lying. Someone here is lost or mad. I must try to find them, beg them stop so I can sleep. I heard someone crying. Who though could it be? Someone in this house whom no one seems to see. Someone no one seems to hear except for me. I heard someone crying. I heard someone crying. I heard someone crying. I heard someone crying.
Get out!
Who are you?
Who are you? Are you a ghost?
No, I'm not. Archibald Craven is my uncle.
How do I know you're not a ghost?
I'll pinch you if you like. That'll show you how real I am. Who are you?
I'm Colin. Mr. Craven is my father. I see no one, and no one sees me. I'm going to die.
How do you know?
Because I hear everybody talking about it. If I shall live, I will be a hunchback, but I shan't live.
Well, I've seen lots of dead people, and you don't look like any of them.
Dead people? Where did you come from?
From India. My parents died there of the cholera.
Did you see them die?
No, or I don't remember.
My mother died when I was born. That's why my father hates me.
He hates the garden, too.
What garden?
Have you always been in that bed?
I've been taken to the seaside, but I won't stay long because people begin to stare. And one time a grand doctor came from London and told me to take off an iron thing Dr. Craven made me wear and keep me out in the fresh air. I won't be taken out, and I hate fresh air.
Well, if you don't like people to look at you, do you want me to go away?
Yes.
Fine.
But I want you to come back first thing tomorrow morning and tell me all about India. The books my father sends me, they say that elephants can't swim. Have you ever seen them swim? They seem to me all too big to be swimmers, unless maybe they use their ears.
I can't come talk to you in the morning. I have to go outside and look for something with Dickon.
Dickon? Who's Dickon?
He's Martha's brother. He's my friend.
If you go out with that Dickon instead of coming here to talk to me, I'll send him away.
You can't send Dickon away.
I can do whatever I want. If I were to live, this entire place would be mine, and they all know that.
You little Raja. If you send Dickon away, I'll never come into this room again.
I'll make you! They'll drag you here!
I won't even look at you. I'll stare at the floor.
You are a selfish thing.
You're more selfish than I am. You're the most selfish boy I ever saw.
I'm selfish because I'm dying!
You just say that to make people feel sorry for you. If you were a nice boy, it might be true, but you're too nasty to die.
No, please don't go.
It's just that I'm afraid if I went to sleep, I might not wake up.
Then close your eyes and I'll do what my eye used to do in India. Aso shadu ki musam, aso karmeo ketin, aso mata tantra yantra aski bimari ato.
And I have such terrible dreams.
I have bad dreams too. Last night I dreamed about my father. Only he had this hump on his back, like your father. And then when he turned around, he was your father. It's no wonder you have bad dreams. The shadows on these walls are so strange.
Some nights I dream that a round-shouldered man comes into my room on a beam of moonlight. He never says what he wants. He just sits with a book in his hands. And then I dream that a round-shouldered man took me off on a ride through the moors by moonlight. He never says where we'll go. We just ride across the hills till dawn. And some night I'm going to ask him, is the night sky black or blue? I know the answers in his book of all that's good and true. Some nights I dream that a round-shouldered man took my hand and we walked to a secret garden. I heard my father speak my name as we sat in the crook of a broken tree. And some night I'm going to ask him how the old moon turns to new. I know the answers in his book of all that's good and true. I'm sure the answers in his book of all that's good and true.
Colin, I just realized we're cousins.
Mary Lennox!
I was afraid of something like this. I knew you were in trouble when I first laid eyes on
I
you.
told her to stay in her room, but she refuses to obey.
How can I hope to succeed with him if my orders are
now
not followed?
Now you listen to me, Mary Lennox. You are never to see Colin again.
But why?
The one rule you have been given, you have violated. Do you wish to speak to her, Doctor?
No.
Why didn't you tell me he was here?
I was ordered not to, and I obey my orders because I want to keep my place here, and I advise you to do the same.
Do you understand?
Mistress Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? Not so much as that standing it up or out you go. Mistress Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? Far too hot, she cries, even roses die, dig it up, you're out you go. Mistress Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? And an early comes on, it's us, dig it up, you're out, you're out, you're out, you're out, you're out you go.
Hey, hello there, Mary.
Hey up. Hello there, Dickon.
Why are you in such a bad temper, Mary? Are you weary of looking for the key?
No, I found the key.
So I see. You're weary of looking for the door.
I'm not worried, Dickon. I found the door too. The garden's dead.
No.
It is. It's all dead.
A lot of things will look dead as just biding their time. Now tell me exactly what you saw.
It's cold and gray. The earth is gray. The trees are gray. And there's this clinging kind of haze over everything.
Like a body or in a dream?
It's the most forgotten place I've ever seen, with loose gray branches looped around the trees like ropes or snakes. So still and cold.
But did you take a look at anything, Mary? Did you scrape away a bit of the bark and have a real close look, Mary? Mary, the strongest roses will fair thrive on being neglected if the soil is rich enough. They'll spread and spread till they wander.
You mean it might be alive? But how can we tell?
Oh, I can tell if the thing is wick.
Wick? I've heard Ben say wick.
When a thing is wick, it has a life about it. Maybe not a life like you and me, but somewhere there's a secret streak of green inside it. Now come and let me show you what I mean. When a thing is wick, it has a light around it. Maybe not a light that you can see, but somewhere there's a spark hiding inside it. Now come and let me show you what I mean. Clear away the dead parts so the tender buds can form. Loosen up the earth and let the roots get warm. Let the roots get warm. When a thing is wick, it has a way of knowing when it's safe to grow again, you will see. When there's sun and water sweet enough to feed it, it will climb up through the earth, a pale new green. Clear away the dead parts so the tender buds can form. Loosen up the earth and let the roots get warm. Let the roots get warm. Come on, rain, come on, snow drop, come lily, come to God, hush to God and sleep.
When a thing is wick and someone cares about it and comes to work each day like you and me, will it grow?
It will.
Then have no doubt about it. We'll have the grandest garden ever seen. Dickon, I want it all to be wick. Will you come and help me?
I'll come every day, rain or shine, if you want me to. All this garden needs is us to come wake it up.
But Dickon, what if we save the garden and Uncle Archie takes it back? Or Colin wants it?
What a miracle that would be, getting a poor crippled boy to his mother's garden. Give a living thing a little chance to grow. That is how you'll know if she is wicked, she'll know. So go to greet the morning, free from down below. When a thing is wicked, has a wisdom and grows. Come a rain, come a warm rain, come a snowdrop, come a lily, come to God.
Janet's only trying to help.
Get him up before Miss Medlock sees.
She's
Martha,
my
what on earth is
Oh,
Colin doing?
Boy, stop.
Isn't anybody here going to stop
She is
that
not to
boy?
go near him,
Why
Martha.
can't it hurt, Mom? He likes me.
No!
Have a go at it. Colin, Raven, you're driving me crazy. You're driving the maids crazy. You're driving everybody crazy. You're just in Raja, and nobody wants to be around you. You'll scream yourself to death in a minute, and I wish you would.
Get out of my house!
I won't. You stop it.
I can't stop it! I feel a lump on my back, and I'm going to die!
There's nothing the matter with your horrid back.
I'm going to have a lump on my back like my father and die!
Martha, come here and show me the lump. I can't, Mary.
Show her the lump! There!
Where?
Right there!
No, there's not a single lump there except for backbone lumps, and they're supposed to be there. See, I have them too. It's not there.
It's not there.
No, it's not.
It's not there.
You were just mad at me for not coming back when I said I would, weren't you?
Maybe.
You were, and you know it.
I'll leave you two alone, I think.
I'm sorry I said all those things about sending Dickon away. I was just so mad when you wanted to be with him instead of me, and I tried to...
You tried to get out of bed, didn't you?
I tried, and I didn't care if I fell down.
I was always coming back, Colin. I'm as lonely as you are. It just took me longer than I thought because...
Because what?
You promised not to tell if I tell you.
I've never had a secret before, but I'm not as sick as everyone says I am.
I found your mother's garden.
You mean a secret garden? I've dreamed of a secret garden.
It's been locked up out there, just like you've been locked up in here for 10 years. Your father doesn't want anyone in it, only I found the key. And the other night, after Dr. Craven and Mrs. Medlock found us together, I ran out into the storm and I found the door. And now Dickon and I are working on it every day.
What does it look like?
Well, right now, there's this tangle of vines all over everything because nobody's been taking care of it. But Dickon says if we clear away all the deadwood, there'll be fountains of roses by summer.
I never wanted to see anything like I wanted to see that garden.
You will see it. Dickon and I will come for you tonight. And we'll
Mary,
go to the maze in your wheelchair.
I can't. It's just that Dr. Craven said if I go outside, I'll get even worse.
Dickon's mother thinks you should have been going outside for years.
Dickon's mother, does she know who I am? Mary, I can't. I don't want to die.
You will see the garden tonight. We'll come for you.
Oh, Mary, no.
Archie, you must tell me what we are to do with Mary. She found Colin and got him so worked up that we had to sedate him in order to get him to calm down. She goes where she wants to go and does what she wants to do. I cannot hope to succeed with Colin's treatment if she's allowed to sneak into his room and disturb him. You must send her away before she undoes everything we have tried to do.
I can't send her away, Neville. She has no one on earth but me. Can't you keep her outside? She likes the gardens, I believe.
What are you doing, Archie?
I'm leaving, Neville. Seems you have things well in hand here.
Well in hand? Haven't you heard anything I've just said?
Neville, the dreams are getting worse. And last night, I dreamed I walked into Lily's garden and saw Lily and Mary standing there. Mary, standing right there in Lily's garden. I couldn't go back to sleep. I shan't be gone long, perhaps just till the autumn.
And Mary, can't we put her in school?
Oh no, the gardens will be in bloom soon. She'll like that.
You wouldn't be sending her away, Archie. Only giving her the education she deserves. I feel quite certain that Albert and Rose wouldn't want the girl to grow up just wandering around.
Yes? Well then perhaps you should look into some schools. Someplace she could learn to sing would be pleasant. You'll look into some schools and I'll interview some headmasters when I return. Now, I'll go look in on Colin and...
Just see you don't wake him.
In 10 years, have I ever awakened the boy?
He must have his rest.
Are you telling me I can't see him?
Of course not. I'll gather the staff so you can say goodbye.
Neville, just let me slip away. Tell them whatever you always tell them.
Why can't you say what you want? Why must you speak in dreams? Why can't you see what you want? To disappear it seems you must send this haunted girl far away. Leave your house and land to me. I can arrange what you want, yes, leave it all to me. Then you could have what you want, unfettered you will be, finally free to wander through the world. You could go your lonely way, then marry, disappear, you'll start again. You'll live like other men, you will be happy then. Oh, why can't you see what you want? You want the past undone. Why can't you know what you want? You're losing battles won. To have never loved her, never known how complete a loss can be. I'd have you disappear, you'll start again. Your son in private care, the girl in school somewhere. I'll take the house and land and you'll be free. Apart from pain and loss, at last I'll be.
And a man can dream of a simple life, husband, child, and wife, love and faith all round. Then a man must wait, stand and greet the day, see what comes his way, feet upon the ground. There's a man who no one sees, there's a man who lives alone, there's a heart that beats in silence for the life he's never known.
Colin, I can't see you anymore. For fear of waking you. And I can't take you on walks or take you to Europe or anything. I'm at a complete loss of what to do, except to pray that you will get well, so that we can do all those things again. If you could just live, son, please, live.
Sleep so peacefully, sleep deep, so peacefully deep, that when you awake, you will remember you saw me in your dreams. We walked under the moon, made up songs to the moon. You told me you thought that the man in the moon had his moony eye on you. And I said that I am the man whose moony eye sees through the blue. My eye on you, I am the man in the moon.
Colin, I know your mother, God bless her, want to do as the doctor says and have you grow well. I'll come see you when I return. I love you.
Come to my garden, nestle in the hill. There I'll see you safe beside me. Come to my garden, rest there in my
Come to my garden. Come, sweet child. Lift me up and take me to your garden, where life begins anew, where I'll find you and I'll find you love me too. Lift me up and take me to your garden, where I'll leave my home, where I'll share where I'll take my new life. I will live for you. I shall see you in my garden, and these will come and stay. Lift me up and take me to your garden. Come, sweet day. It's my mother's garden, it is.
It's a secret garden, and we're the only ones in the world that want it to be alive.
Icon, well, I'll be walking about and dig the same as all the other folks before long.
But how can I? My legs are... I'm afraid to stand.
Go on, there's something sacred in this garden, a comforter. And the longer you stay in it, the stronger you'll be. Whether it's comforter, miracles happen.
Martha, what's this word comforter?
The Comforter is what showeth all the peaceable things of the earth. 'Tis the Spirit of God.
Deacon, is this comforter? It's making me feel so warm inside. It's a song your ayah taught you in India, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I even know what it means. Come spirit, come charm, come days that are warm, come magical spell, come help him get well.
Let me translate what Mary's saying in Yorkshire. Come, Spirit of God, come days that are warm, come in my heart dwell, come help him get well. Come, Spirit of God, come days that are warm, come in my heart dwell, come help him get well. Spirit God of our hosts and Lord God has seen when the storms from across the sky. See the rising sun, let the breezes blow. Let the robins sing, with the roses cry.
the gardens.
Men Weatherstaff, do you know who I am?
You're young Master Cohen, the poor crippled. But only the Lord knows how you got out here.
I'm not crippled.
Then what have you been doing out there, hidden in the linen? People think you're crippled and half-witted.
Half-witted? Come here. I want to talk to you. And don't you dare say a word about this.
I'm your servant as long as I live, young master.
Did you know my mother?
Ah, that I did. I was her right-hand man around the gardens. She said to me once, Ben, if I ever ill, or if I ever go away, you must come take care of my roses. When she did go away, orders was no one was to come here. But I came anyway for the roses, till my back stopped me about 2 years ago.
I want to know how she died.
She was sitting on that branch, and it broke. That had started her laboring with you. Only the fall had hurt her back. Still, she clung on to life till you were born, and she put you in your father's arms and died.
Is that why my father hates me?
I'm sure he doesn't hate you, lad.
He doesn't even know you.
He comes and reads to you all the time, Master Colin.
Then why don't I ever see him?
Because Dr. Craven gives you pills to help you sleep.
I didn't know.
Wait till your father finds out you can stand.
No, I don't want him to know anything till I can walk.
It's getting to be a full-time job keeping track of all the secrets around here.
This is a serious matter. Martha, Mary, give me your hand. Dickon, Ben Weatherstaff, you too. Do you promise that not one of you will say a word about this till I am well?
That I do.
Aye, Colin, there your word.
Hey, Colin. I promise.
Good then.
So what do you want to see first?
I want to see the roses. Help me down and let me help you weed them.
Deacon, we'd never get along as comfortable as we do without ye and your garden.
Taters and cabbages and herbs are my favorite to grow.
Anything will grow in our Deacon's garden. Yours are twice the size of anybody's, and they got the flavor in them that no one else has.
Mother, how do you like the penny flowers growing right next to the turnips?
Deacon, sitting out here in the twilight, visiting with me son for a few wee minutes is one of my favorite times of day. To hear how your day has gone, and how our Marthas are getting along at that manor, with that Mr. Craven, and the wee lass from India.
A lot has happened since they started working in the garden. They've been getting rosy cheeks, and even Ben Weatherstaff has a good laugh every now and then.
Ah, good healthy child laughing's better than any pills at any day of the year. That pair plump up for sure.
They're still trying to keep Colin getting better a secret, so sometimes the pair has to throw a tantrum or two just to keep the folks in manor guessing what they're up to. Sometimes they'll send back food and not eat a penny. But their appetites are huge now.
Ah, the play acting is good for him too.
Mother, it's been the making of... Master Craven wants to be the one to tell his father he's well. He thinks every day how's the best way to tell him.
My word, it's a good thing that little lass from India came to the manor, getting that boy standing on his feet, and all us thinking he was a half-witted lad.
Yeah, it's been the making of her and saving Master Craven.
I'll tell you what, lad. I thought of a way to help them. I'll send them a pail of fresh milk and some cottage buns, and that'll take the edge off their hunger.
Hey, Mother, what a one to the yard. It's rain. We best get to weeding.
I've noticed the confidence comes out best when you're doing the work yourself. You can feel it in your bones and muscles. I'm going to write a book because I keep finding out thousands of new things. Dick and Mary, look at me. Do you remember the first time I came into this garden?
Aye, that I do.
I just now had to stand up and see if it is real. It is real. I'm well. I feel like if I could shout something joyful and thankful. I want to give thanks.
That might sing a doxology. They sung it in church.
What's that?
Dickie can sing it. I'll warrant.
Mother says the skylarks sing it in the morning when they get up.
The mother says that about the song? It must be nice.
Thou might take off thy cap, Colin. And you too, Ben. Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Praise Him, all creatures here below. Praise Him above, ye heavenly host. Praise Father, Son, and Holy Ghost.
I like it. It's my song. Let's sing it again. How does it start? Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Praise Him, all creatures here below. Praise Him above, ye heavenly host. Praise Father, Son, and Holy Ghost.
It's Mother. That's who it is. Told her the door was head.
Praise God the Son, who is the cross. Praise God the Spirit, who's the Lord. Praise God, our portion here below.
Even when I was sick, I wanted to see you, Dick, and the garden.
I do that.
Are you surprised to see me well?
I that I am. That looks so much like the mother. You made me heart jump. And you must be merry. Thou very happy like Elizabeth Ellen. You're a pretty thing.
Susan Sorby. Look at the lad's legs, will ya? Not like drumsticks like they were 2 months ago. Show Mrs. Sorby the garden. I better get to tending my own garden.
Deeply within the most disagreeable child is an agreeable child. Who is Wick? Just the deadwood needs to get out. Will you tend a rose, my lad? A thistle cannot grow. Child is Wick, there is a life about it. There's a soul inside the likes of you and me. And somewhere there's this secret street that lies inside you. Now come and let me show you what I mean. When a child is weak, you have a light around you. Maybe not a light that you can see, but hiding down below the sparks asleep inside you, just waiting for the right sign to be seen. You clear away the dead parts so the tender buds can form. Loosen up the earth and let the roots get warm. Let the roots get warm. Come a mild day, come a warm rain, come a snow and drop, come
to never have his own way. Or to always have it. But I must be getting back to the youngins at the cottage. I hope you'll come and visit us soon.
You're everything I imagined a mother would be.
Aye, dear lad. Thy mother's in this very garden, I do believe. She couldn't keep out of it. Thy father must come back. He must.
Well, Mrs. Medlock, what a fine morning this has turned out to be.
Yes, Doctor.
I trust this headmistress will be quite impressed riding across the moor on such a day. Perhaps she could even join me for tea. I dare say she might relish a bit of civilized conversation, living as she does in the company of spinsters and orphan girls.
I am sure she would be quite flattered by your attention, sir.
I beg your pardon, Doctor. It's Mrs. Winthrop, sir.
Yes, madam. Come in. Do come in, please.
Good day, Doctor.
And this is our housekeeper, Mrs. Medlock.
How do you do?
I trust you had a pleasant journey.
Actually not. I've always found scenery by itself to be quite tiresome.
Well, then, you will be relieved to find we have contrived to keep all the scenery outdoors. Won't you sit down? I've completed all the forms you sent us, and I think you will see my brother has included a contribution to the school's building fund. Medlock, will you see what's keeping Mary?
I'm right here, sir.
Quite right. Mary Lennox, this is Miss Winthrop of the Aberdeen School for Girls.
Good morning, Mary.
I don't want to go to a girls' school.
Oh, but you do. A useless child never knows her worth, we say.
My Uncle Archie said...
Perhaps if you could tell Mary a little about the school, she'd see there's no reason...
Certainly. And let me say from the start that you are not on trial here. The Board of Trustees has accepted your application.
Oh, that's good news indeed.
I won't go. You can't make me.
Mary Lennox!
That's quite all right, Doctor. This is the type of behavior we're best equipped to handle.
My Uncle Archie is the only one who says where I'm going to go, and he says I don't have to go to any stupid girls' school.
She's just frightened, I'm sure. Children are quite often depressed after a tragedy, such as she has suffered.
Of course, Doctor. Perhaps you'd like to see some of the photographs of the girls at their work. I have several samples of the fine lace that our girls are so...
I don't want to see any samples of fine lace. When am I going to your school?
That's quite enough, young lady.
Your school is a filthy rat full of brats and dirty beds, and all anybody ever does are scrub bars. I think if I'm made to go to your school, you'll regret it huge.
You've had a few cases of this. No!
Mary Lennox!
Marja, oh, Barmija, oh, Turomija. Go away, go away, go away!
Doctor, what you have here is a medical problem.
I'll speak with Mary alone, Medlock.
Very good, Doctor.
I told you she'd regret it. I'm going outside.
You're going wherever I send you, young lady, and right this moment it's into that chair.
My Uncle Archie
Oh,
said...
for pity's sake. He doesn't care about you. All he wants is to never see you again. Why do you think he left without even saying goodbye to you?
Maybe he was in a hurry.
You drove him away. You remind him of his wife.
I look like my Aunt Lily?
Now it is my responsibility to find you a suitable place to go so that my brother can return. The next school I will contact will send no representatives. Your bags will be packed and you will leave Saturday week.
But I can't go now. Colin needs me.
The last thing the boy needs is you. Another month of trying to keep up with you, and we'll have to put him in a hospital, or worse.
No, you won't. He's much better.
Do you want him in a hospital? Do you want him to die?
To die?
Yes, to die. If Colin's too active in this stage in his recovery, if you push him to take his first step before his heart is strong enough, he will not survive it. Do you understand, Ray Lennox? Colin's very life is in your hands.
In my hands?
One moment he would be chatting away, and the next he would sink to the ground and die.
Die?
Yes, you have choices in your life, Mary Lennox. Colin does not. I will not see the boy in a hospital for the rest of his life, or dead before his life even begins. You must go, and go you will. Now that is all I have to say to you. Why are you standing there? You could have used to learn of your power.
I didn't do anything. You locked him in his room.
You may go.
You don't want Colin to get well at all. You want him to die, so you can have this house.
You will leave Saturday week. There's nothing here that I want. How dare she make this lame? Isn't it clear what I want? To serve and be my aim. Still I have to wonder who I'd be if it all belonged to me. If they'd all disappear, I'd start again. I could be happy then, I'd get like other men. If they'd all disappear, I could be free. Cut off from pain and loss, at last I'd be.
Mary, you had nothing to do with your uncle's leaving. It weren't you, child. Your uncle liked you. I know he did. Didn't he tell you you could have a garden? And didn't he send you clothes and give you books? Well, didn't he?
Colin's going to die, and it's all my fault.
And what have you done for Colin except getting him going outside every day and getting him eating his food and getting him believing in himself that he can get strong again? I think you were just what Colin needed.
But you're not a doctor, Martha. Will you tell him I'm sorry? I mean, when I'm gone, will you tell him that I didn't mean to hurt him? I didn't want to go.
I think you better tell him that yourself.
I can't, Martha. He'd just get mad and start acting all high and mighty. And then Dr. Craven might send him away, too.
You're talking like you're already gone, Mary.
I am gone, Martha.
What you've got to do is finish what you have begun. I don't know just how, but it's not over till you won. When you see a storm is coming, see the lightning part the skies. There's nowhere to run, and there's terror in your eyes. What you do then is remember this old thing you heard me say. It's this storm not you that's bound to blow away. Hold on to someone standing by. Hold on, don't even ask how long or why. Child, hold on to what you know is true. Hold on till you get it through. Child, oh child, hold on. When you feel your heart is pounding, there are devils at your door. There's nowhere to hide, and you're frozen to the floor. What you do then is you force yourself to wake up and you say, it's this dream not to me that's bound to go away. Hold on, the night will soon be by. Hold on, till there's nothing left to try. Child, hold on, there's angels on their way. Hold on and hear them say, child, oh child. And it doesn't even matter if the danger and the doom come from up above or down below, or just come lightning at you from across the room. When you see a world is raging full of terror and fear, know that God is there and every prayer He hears. Listen closely and have faith in Him. Just wait it out and say, it's this day not to me that's bound to go away. Child, hold on. It's this day not to you that's bound to go away.
So what do you think I should do?
I think you should write to your uncle in Paris and tell him to come home. And I think you should let Colin's father decide whether he wants him standing or not.
But what would I say? And what if the letter didn't get to him in time?
I'll give the letter to Mom and she'll make sure it gets posted to Paris.
I've never written a letter before.
Now, here's a paper and here's a pen. I do hope you know how to write because I won't be much help to you in that department.
A little.
That's all right. You don't have much to say, do you?
D-E-A-R, Uncle R.
I have no home.
Martha says that you're in Paris. Is that very far away?
It's a house, child. Just a house.
They have nice girls and boys.
I can't get far enough away from it.
Please come home. Should I say that mountains love you?
Streets of Paris like a maze.
Should I say that Dr. Craven?
Sleepless nights and nameless days.
I think that what you have is good. Let's get it posted on its way. There are so many who can tell him all the rest you have to say. Oh, kind sir, I speak boldly. Children need you, can't you see? When you come into the garden, please come.
Can't forget.
Your servant, obedient. Well, how about your friend, Mrs. Sowerby?
First I see you in the window of a carriage, then a train. Still my mind will not accept that in your grave you must remain. Now I hear your voice, then turn and see a stranger's form of face. Must I wander on tormented place to place, to place, to place? Where can I go that you won't find me? Where can I find a place to hide? Why do you want to chase me, haunt me? Every step you're there beside me. Where in the world, tell me, where in the world can I live without your love? Where on the earth, tell me, where on the earth can I stay now that you are gone? Did I have to meet you, love you? Why can't I rid you from my mind? Why did you have to want me? Won't you let me put my life behind me? How in the world, tell me, how in the world can I live without your love? Why on the earth, tell me, why on the earth should I stay now that you are gone? Now that you are... Lily? Is that you?
How could I know I would have to leave you? How could I know I would hurt you so? You were the one I was born to ever know?
How could I hope to go on without you? How could I know where you'd have me go? How can I bear not to dream about you? How could I let you go?
How could I ever know?
All I need,
Is there in the garden?
all I would ask,
Is care for the child of our
Our
love.
love.
Come with me and safe I will keep you.
you would lead me.
There I would,
There I would,
there we would,
there we will go.
How
Could I ever know? Tell me how could I know? Ever to know you would never leave me. How could we ever know? How could we ever know? Excuse me. I got a letter from Mrs. Sowerby. Is this the cottage of the Sowerbys?
This cottage has belonged to the Sowerbys for near 200 years, sir. We're gonna have land forever, that's for sure. More's the only place to live. That's why our fathers have to work so hard to keep the land.
So you all live here?
There's 12 of us containing mom and father. I am Mark. I mean Matthew. I'm Mark. Luke. John. Margaret Sue. Eliza May. Elizabeth Ellen.
And Sarah Ann. Our Martha works at your manor.
Yes, I believe I know her.
And our Dickens working in one of your gardens right now.
Yes, I know him. He's the one the animals love. Is Mrs. Sowerby around?
She's gone out across the moor to help a mother who had a new baby.
Yes, I see. Do you guys know how to count? If I give you 1 golden sovereign, how much is that for each of you?
That'd be 1.5 crown each, sir.
Very well. You're all healthy, robust, and polite. I look forward to meeting you again. Would you tell Mrs. Sowerby I stopped by?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Come again.
Clusters of crocus, purple and gold, blankets of pansy
our hard work. Where do you think?
But where's Ben? Can't see what's happened. I'll go and fetch him.
Colin, look at all the lilacs.
Mary, look at all the roses.
There's fountains of them.
Mistress Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow?
I'm not contrary. Mr. Collin, now you have followed.
I got you.
Not so fast.
Archie, why didn't you cable us you were coming?
I didn't know myself, Neville.
What on earth is all that noise? Mary Lennox!
Father. I'm well.
Oh, Colin, my fine, brave boy, can you ever forgive me?
It was the garden that did it, Father. And something sacred that came right out of the ground.
Neville, were you hoping to surprise me with this news?
I knew they were looking better,
We
but
didn't want you to know, sir. We were afraid if you knew, you wouldn't let us come out.
But how did you...
Dickon carried me down the stairs.
But what have you eaten? You haven't touched the food he sent to your rooms for weeks.
We ate in the garden. We had enough for 10 children.
Oh, you did ya?
Okay, eggs, roasted eggs.
It was terribly confusing after all these years.
Neville, it was terribly confusing. Why don't you take my flat in Paris and stay as long as you like? And perhaps when you return, I could help you reestablish your practice in town, free from the enormous burdens you've carried on our behalf.
Thank you, Archie.
It was Ben Weatherstaff that kept the garden alive till we could get here.
I knew it was against your orders, sir, but...
As I remember, it was Lily who ordered you to take care of the garden, Ben. Well done.
Thank you, sir.
And it was Dickon who here.
Yes, Dickon, if there's ever anything...
Sir, what is to become of Mary?
Why, Mary?
Here's your key if you want it back, sir. You didn't bury it after all. I've never found it.
I had nearly forgotten you in all this.
It's hard to remember everybody, sir.
No, it isn't. I should be able to remember you quite easily.
Does that mean...
Mary Lennox, for as long as you will have us, we are yours, Colin and I. This is your house, and this, my lovely child, is your garden.
Come to my garden.
you. Yours.
In case you didn't notice, that was for the lights and the stagehands and the sound and the music.
Spirits far above us, aloft on high, sweep away the storm, rumbling across the sky. See the rising sun, let the breezes blow, let the robins sing, let the roses grow.
Hey, thank you for coming supporting us on this last run. Sorry, it got me off a little bit here. So thank you so much for coming, and we'll see you on the next time around. Thank you.